Greetings, everyone. My name is Greg. This is just a short little video where I'm going to be laughing at YouTube regarding the banner that they have wanted to put on at least two of my videos. And I'm not even going to mention what those two video topics were because you can read it as clearly as I can. And I'm not going to even mention them because one of the things I noticed on my last video, even mentioning the one, will cause some to dislike it. But that is basically neither here nor there. It is what it is. But the fact that YouTube sees the desire or the need to put this Wikipedia source on different videos, it really shows me the agenda that is behind those that are either running YouTube or working for YouTube to be able to impose this basically propaganda on a video. The thing is, Wikipedia is not a reliable source. There is a YouTube channel that I would recommend anybody that is interested in or thinks Wikipedia is this great source for accurate information. Check out Loudwire. They have a series called Wikipedia Fact or Fiction because they interview various celebrities and so forth and talk to them about their Wikipedia page and cover basically, are the things that are there, is it fact or fiction? And when you're talking about somebody like Carrie King, I think nobody would know the facts regarding Carrie King better than Carrie King. Some schmacklehead on the internet behind a keyboard, they wouldn't know Carrie King's life like he would. So in that regard, if you're going to want to know what is definitively accurate for somebody, talk to the person themselves. I would much sooner believe Carrie King regarding details of his life and his career coming from him rather than what is on a Wikipedia page. But when it comes to various topics, it can be more, you have to take things with a grain of sand or a pinch of salt and really be critically analyzing and critically thinking about the subject matter. The problem is most people don't have that kind of time to really research and examine a subject to see, is this really credible or not? Most people end up just going along with what is spoon-fed to them by either CNN, MSNBC, or wherever they get their news or information. And that can become extremely problematic when especially if the one you're listening to is pulling shit out of their ass just because they have an agenda or because they're being paid to push a narrative. One of the things I had come across back when I was doing internet radio, I had interviewed Lloyd Pye's assistant, Amy Vickers, on the subject of the Star Child skull, which is a supposed alien skull that was found in Mexico. And I did 2 interviews with her, and they were quite interesting, and I'm not sure if I still have them. If I can find them, I will definitely upload them again because they were interesting in their own right. But she had mentioned that they would have issues with Wikipedia of information that was false would be on their Wikipedia page, that they would go in and try to correct it, and within a day or so it would be back to the way it had been, or what they put in would be completely removed. What that is showing is Wikipedia is more about pushing what I would regard as a logical fallacy of an appeal to popularity, that a popular idea would be more apt to be appearing on Wikipedia than a factual one. That if an idea would be more popular one way, whereas the factual being completely different from it, the one that would appear is the one that would be more popular. And this is extremely problematic because it is showing that it is pushing a narrative. It is not about having factual information on your site. And that is where different things like Wikipedia Fact or Fiction can be an interesting thing to watch. And especially if you want to know about that particular celebrity. But I just get a kick out of how YouTube will put a disclaimer underneath a video, even above the likes or dislikes of this fact checking type of thing. And I'm partially curious, do you guys see these context type of thing on my videos, or is this just something that I'm seeing? It doesn't, I'm more curious than anything, because I find it silly. The idea that somebody behind YouTube thinks that if they don't do this, that people won't be able to figure it out for themselves. It makes me, basically, the seriously picture really does sum up how I look at this. But I just wanted to point this out because I thought it was something that was stupid and amusing all at the same time. Feel better, people.